Hi guys, it's Tara with Gaia Tarot 13 and I am back in my office, so all the lighting issues are now gone. This is your tarot card reading for August 14th through August 20th, 2016. As always, I'm going to pull 3 cards, one for your work and financial life, one for your love and romantic life, and one for your home and family life. And let's get going. Ooh. Well, right off the bat, we've got 3 major arcana cards, which means that whatever's going on this week are going to be some big themes, big lessons, not just kind of like day-to-day stuff. It's going to be kind of important stuff that you're going to need to either work through or pay close attention to. So, having said that, in your work section, we have the Fool card reversed. It may be that you are having a problem moving forward in your job. So perhaps you're unhappy and you want to leave your job, but you're kind of like, but it pays really well. So you're like unwilling to take that dive and just leave to go someplace else. And you may even have an offer like on the table and you're still like being held back, you know? Um, or it could be some sort of trepidation with regard to like a project. Perhaps someone at work wants to give you a little more responsibility and you maybe don't have like the self-confidence for it, or you for whatever reason you don't think you can handle it. And so you're kind of like, I don't know if I want to take that extra project or take that extra work or take those extra hours that are being offered. Um, that's kind of the feeling this week. So I mean, I'm not a big person for letting fear hold you back. So, my personal opinion for this is to try and work through that. You want to move forward. You want to take on more responsibilities. You want to be, the person that people know to go to get stuff done. So, and not like, oh, well, she always gets overwhelmed when we try to give her extra work. Like, you don't want to be that guy, right? So, it's my opinion, for whatever it's worth, that you should maybe try and see where you are being stifled or kind of held back, like by yourself, not by other people, like where you're holding yourself back, and work through that this week. In your love and romantic life, we have the Devil upright. Perhaps you are being tempted this week by someone or something that you know better than to be tempted by. Just be careful, make smart decisions. Um, the Devil card isn't really like a bad card. I know a lot of people kind of think that it's a bad card, but it's more like where you're doing it to yourself. So be very careful if you are maybe indulging in things that you shouldn't be indulging in, or something along those lines in the romantic atmosphere. Maybe you are, if you're single and looking, maybe, I know this is so typical, maybe you're like going outside of your type and you're like, oh, I want to like flirt with a bad boy or a bad girl, and try that on for a little while, but that's not really who you are, and that's not really what you want. So this is kind of just like a think about it. Maybe you are being a little indulgent this week where you should just kind of like chill and let cooler heads prevail. On the other hand, if that's not your situation specifically, it's always cool to just have some time where you can just throw caution to the wind. So if you are in a committed relationship and you're just like, hey, let's do something wild, and you're on board with it and you want to try something new, then that could be something that this is reflecting as well. So self-indulgence isn't always bad. You need to just look at your own specific situation and see if you are being rightly or wrongly self-indulgent, and then act accordingly. In our home section, we have the Judgment card reversed. And this is another self-sabotage style card when it's reversed, but it's more like through laziness. It's like you need to get something done, but you don't feel like doing it, and then either you're scrambling last minute to try and get it done, or like the deadline passes and the opportunity is lost. So this is something like this. I don't know what, of course, you all have going on in your home life, but um, like on a personal note, the way I can already kind of see how this is going to come up for me, we have been maybe kicking around an idea of planning a vacation, and we've been kind of throwing it back a little bit and not actually taking an action on it. And so I think that, at least for me, this is going to show up like, well, we've lost opportunity. So, not that y'all want to know all about my business, but that's like the best example that I can get, something like that where you put something off and now you've kind of like lost the opportunity. And so since it is in your home life, it's going to be something like along those lines instead of being perhaps like in a relationship because it's not in the love section. So um, there's not much to say about that. Hopefully if you're watching this on the, you know, back end of the prior week, so like 12th, 13th, maybe you still have time to catch it, but it's always another opportunity, and it teaches us a lesson to not dilly-dally when we want things, right? So that's what we've got going on for this week, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for liking, sharing, and subscribing to my YouTube page. If you want to get a personal reading with me, the only way to do so is through my website, which is GaiaTarot13.com. Be sure to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Tumblr, where I pull a card every day, reading the energy of that specific day. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and we'll see you next week.